Welcome to Starting Out, the show that takes you inside the exciting world of entrepreneurship and showcases the incredible journeys of new business owners and budding entrepreneurs. Join us as we explore the challenges they faced, the lessons they learned, and the triumphs they achieved. Get ready to embark on a thrilling adventure as we uncover the secrets of success on Starting Out.
Hey, welcome to Starting Out. And today on our program, we're going to have a conversation with really one of our special guests and friend, our BizTix friend. And we don't know a lot about her background, so we thought this would be a great opportunity to have an interview with her. On Starting Out, you know, we always talk about how people got started and then talking about their journey. And it will help to inspire other people. So today on our program, we will have Terry Johnson online from New York City. She does social media marketing. She does digital marketing, and she keeps us all on track and informed on whatever we do. So TJ, welcome to Starting Out. And what inspired you to start your business?
Well, hey, everybody. Welcome. I'm glad to be here to talk about things that I haven't talked about in a while. So I'm going to try to have to remember all of these things that I've done. So I started out my business because I had a rich background from advertising and also IT technology. And that all started from college. When I graduated from college, I had a degree in marketing and I had a minor in computer science. So I kind of dabbled in both. So the jobs that I've had before I owned my business, it was always either a marketing focused company or it was IT. So I've done a lot. And I'm sitting here thinking, wow, I've done a lot of different things. And I just it kind of works because for social media and advertising and marketing, running an agency, you kind of have to have your fingers in all kind of different pots. So, I mean, I've worked for the federal government. I've worked for a marketing company, Nielsen. I've worked for one of the largest advertising conglomerates. I think it's like the top 3 or 4. So it was Interpublic Group. So I've had to do a lot of different things. So when I transitioned from all of that, I was like, it was right when social media was starting to be a big thing for business, actually before business. And I was just I saw the transition. So I was like, this might be the good time to do it. And I really had to stop here and thank Jonathan Tripp, because he was on Blab, this platform that we used to use to do live streaming, and I used to follow him all the time. And I was like, wow, he's doing it every day. Like, he was really consistently doing it every day, talking about doing a live show and talking about things. I was like, that might be the way forward. So that's how I transitioned from doing what I was doing and then using all the knowledge and information that I had, and went and said, okay, I can do this. And it just kind of grew out of that.
Wow. So I can remember Jonathan Tripp and his coffee.
Yeah.
I always had a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
So what have been some of the biggest challenges or obstacles in getting your business off the ground, and how did you overcome those?
Well, the biggest obstacle, I don't know if I've still overcome it, is just being consistent. I mean, the things I talk about is knowledge that I have and information I pay attention to all the time, because marketing, you have to be on top of things. But it's just being consistent. I think that's what everybody has a problem with. And that's one of the challenges I have, is just, okay, I've got a lot of things going on. So you got to stay focused, and you got to determine and see what the one goal is that you want to accomplish, say, in a day or a week or a month or whatever. I think it's really setting goals and then sticking to it. But that, we all have that issue. And I think that's one of the hardest things with business, not even social media or marketing. It's just being consistent and going, let me keep going when things are coming at me, And, life happens. We had a pandemic, we had this and that. And I think people find it hard to keep going. I think that's what it is. Like the biggest challenge is to go, okay, am I connecting? Am I making a difference? Is this working out? And to get over that is you talk to your audience, you talk to people, or you make a connection and say, let me keep going. Something keeps you going. So I think it's consistency.
Wow. So what excites you most about your business?
Just keeping on top of the trends. I love paying attention to the news, the market. I get excited over financial news, marketing news, things that people don't pay attention to. I'm like, I get a little chill when I'm watching something and I go, there's something there. Like I've always paid attention to the little details of things. So I keep on top of it. It's something I love to do. I know other people don't. I always say I'm a data person. I love numbers. I love things like that. That's what keeps me excited. That's what I like. Knowledge, information, news, and just looking and seeing what's coming in the market.
Okay, so this one's going to be interesting. Who has been an important mentor or role model for you as an entrepreneur?
As an entrepreneur, is somebody I've never met. It's Gary Vaynerchuk. I talk about him all the time, and I get a lot of value and information from him online. I mean, I have some people like locally that I'm like, okay, I pay attention to and everything, but I mean for like a general guidance of what's happening with digital, with social, with business, it's pretty much him. I mean, I know he's not everybody's cup of tea. I always look past a person's persona, like how they talk or how they speak. I always want to listen for the nugget of truth and information. And he's always given a nugget of truth and information as far as business and marketing. And if you listen closely, he says the same thing all the time. He just does it in different places, but it's the same message. And I always like listening to it because it keeps me on track. It reminds me of like, okay, this is what's happening. This is where we're going. So whenever I talk about things, I pretty much pulled it from him. Because he sees it. He sees the future of, what's happening. It's not, and he always says, I'm not the prophet, or, he doesn't predict things. He just pays attention to things. And I think I do that a little. So it's pretty much him. I mean, that's all I can say.
Okay. What do you know now that you wish you knew when you first started out?
Having being consistent and having a system in place is the most important thing. Having and that's the hardest thing, making a system. It seems easy, like, I'll just, step one, step two, but it's like, okay, I've got to put the tracks. You ever put a train track together for the train to run on? It's like that. Once you get those things locked into place, the train just goes round and around. But I feel like going through the struggle of figuring out, okay, you need a system in place to make everything run smoothly. When you go through the process, it's still good. Making the mistakes and going through the things and saying, well, I should have did this. It's always good. You always end up where you're supposed to be. That's what I believe in. You always end up where you're supposed to be. No matter if you derail or you stumble, you fall or something happens, you always end up where you're supposed to be.
Okay. So how do you maintain work-life harmony as an entrepreneur? And it's
hard. Like I said, it's hard. It's not easy. You have to plan. You have to have a system in place. You have to say something will fall through the cracks today, and I got to be okay with that. And I'll just pick it up tomorrow. Also, if you promise something and you see you're close to not delivering it, then you say, hey, I know I said X, Y, and Z, but it's not happening, but this is going to happen. And I feel like I've always done that, even when I was working all my jobs, all my corporate jobs. It was always somebody said, this is the challenge. Can you do it? And I remember one time I said I couldn't do it, and the person said, you have to do it. So I went back and figured out and did it. So that I feel like that's like the accomplishment that I had. Like I said I can't do it, and the person said, you have to. and I went and did it.
Okay. Yeah. Cause that's, you do what you need to do to.
Yeah. Cause I was like, I can't, I can't figure this out. It was, like a tech thing. I was like, I can't figure it out. And it was like, you have to. Cause it was for a very important person. So like, I can't, he couldn't go to the person and say, well, yeah. So
what self-care strategies do you recommend?
Self-care, taking time out to, and I'll say, I don't know if I've said this before, but on the weekends I will just like, disconnect from social. I mean, I might check it, but I will disconnect from it as far as like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. I'm like, okay, so the weekend I'm going to unplug from that and, do other things. So what are some of your hobbies or things that you do? Art, music, reading.
Okay.
Taking time out, just to live life and realize that you don't have to. I know we're in a digital world, but everything doesn't have to be digital. You have to find your balance. You have to find your balance.
Okay. So, what, I asked you that. So, what resources, tools, or apps have helped you the most in getting your business off the ground?
The most, I would say Asana. I use Asana a lot for strategy, for planning, for note taking, for reminders, everything. It's pretty much like a Swiss Army knife app for me. But people have, people use what they use, and that's fine. Whatever works for you. Paper. I always say paper and pencil works. Doesn't have to be an app, but for me, it's Asana. Okay.
So we talked about your challenges when you first got started. We talked about your mentor and who helped you get everything, who inspires you. I know you talked to us about consistency. What's the best advice you can give to someone else just starting out on their entrepreneur journey?
Forget about the planning part of it where, I have to have a business plan. I have to have you have to have a logo. Those things, that's not important. What the most important thing is you have to connect with the audience. Okay. You have to know them. You have to connect with them. You have to know your messaging. Messaging is the most important thing. Not your logo, your colors. I got to get a business card. Or I got to get a digital, whatever those things are. If you don't know your audience and you don't have your messaging on point to where it connects with them, all those things fall flat. Wow. I'm going to get an office, or I'm going to pay somebody to do a logo, or the minute things that you're obsessing about, that's not important. Are you connecting with an audience online? And it doesn't have to be millions of people. It could be 100, 200. It could be a small number. Just make sure you're connecting with them, because otherwise everything will not work. Everything else doesn't work.
Wow. So, final question. What was the most unexpected challenge you faced when you started your business?
The unexpected challenge.
Yeah, the most unexpected one.
I don't know. I mean, it was always something that I wanted to do. I didn't know how it was going to happen because, way back in the olden days, you had to have, like I said, a business plan. You had to go to a bank and you had to get approval, and so social media and the internet has come along and removed those barriers. So you don't have to do those things you had to do before. You just have to say, like I said before, you have to make sure you have a system in place, your messaging, who you're talking to, have some confidence in your knowledge and your experience, and then you just go out and you just do it. It just happens. So it's kind of like the road will appear when you start walking on it. When you just start, okay, I'm just going to start doing it. And those things that I don't know, I'm either going to learn it or I'm going to stumble and fall and learn a lesson and then figure out where to go from there. And then you're just going to do it. But you have to do it. I think a lot of people sit around and study and plan and make goals. Those things are great. But if you're not doing it, it's just on paper. It doesn't happen.
Okay, so I hear you saying just get out there and do it, and you're going to learn what you need to learn as you're going along.
Yeah.
I know from listening to you, you've always talked about bringing value and knowing your why you are doing whatever it is that you're doing. And so what's the last thing you want to leave with the audience about the why? And
just it's not, you're making it more difficult than it is. I think people, like I said, people overthink, or they plan it, or everything has to be laid out and planned. I mean, you can have a general idea of what you want to do, but sometimes that won't happen the way that you think it will, that your plan on paper. Sometimes you got to throw that plan out and just go with what happens as it comes to you. So that's what entrepreneurship really is about. It's like, can I handle the bumps? Can I handle the ups and the downs? And you will once you start doing it. But if you sit around contemplating or planning or reading, I got to take a course, I got to study, it's not in school. It's not in school. It's in the doing. It's in the doing. It's not in the planning. It's in the doing of it.
well, thank you so much, TJ, for taking time out with us today.
Welcome to Starting Out, the show that takes you inside the exciting world of entrepreneurship and showcases the incredible journeys of new business owners and budding entrepreneurs. Join us as we explore the challenges they faced, the lessons they learned, and the triumphs they achieved. Get ready to embark on a thrilling adventure as we uncover the secrets of success on Starting Out.
When I got started, it first came with me and just going to car washes that really didn't provide, I'll say, the likeness of like I had my car done like the old style way, and I couldn't find nothing in town that could, match that. So I said, wow, maybe I can try to start my own business. I just got through working for the Postal Service and everything, and so came up. Make a long story short, I ended up getting over here, 2520 Northgate, and we first only had 4 stalls because we had a man next door to us with a tire shop, and we started, and he finally left, so I ended up being able to have 6 stalls, and basically we do it by hand, the old-fashioned way, where we know that we won't hardly miss nothing on the cars, and puts a much better shine on the vehicles. But we've been here from April 94 till now 29 years, and we started out with maybe 20 customers all day, and now we get like maybe 100 to 110 every day. Marysville, you name it. Eureka, I have a couple of customers in Eureka. They come down, they don't go anywhere else because they like the technique of the hand washing. Hand washing, nothing can beat the hand washing. It puts a different look on your car. I have really hard workers, and I'm proud of them, and because it's not an easy job to get out there and wash that many cars every day, and that's how I basically got started. And I just like old-fashioned hand washing.
What were some of the challenges you faced?
Challenges I faced. At first I got, how people look down on you as a woman and trying to start their own business. And when I came in here, I was really being really nicey, and at that time I was starting to say, you know what, in order to have a business, you have to know the business. So what I started is start doing cars a little bit by myself, washing and vacuuming and just doing everything on the car myself. And then one day it told me, I was sitting down at home and I said, you know what, I need to become a person that don't let people run me over as far as things that go on at the shop. And I said, you know what, I'm going to learn to work and then start being the boss that I should. You know, be respectful, kind, and just do what I'm supposed to do as a person and make them respect me as their boss. And then everything's really started going into place, you know, and people respect me. They call me, you know, Miss Kim, and they respect me. You know, if I go and ask them to do something, you know, they respect me, I respect them. And, you know, I have meetings, you know, once a week to let them know that, you know, you have to follow rules. And, you know, everything has been actually really good.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really been really good.
So,
And I love it out here. I love the atmosphere. I love my customers. It's just really good for me. You know, I have the greatest customers. You know, you learn people's different skills, and, you know, I meet people of all kind, all race, and I just love it. That's my favorite part.
I understand this is a family-owned business.
Yes. It's me and my oldest daughter. My oldest daughter, her name's Latricia. She has another job, so I run this business. And then I have 2 daughters that work here, she's my second daughter in there. And then this is my child. Her name is Aaliyah, and her husband works with me. They get a lot of requests for cars, you know, be done by them. And we do really well. I don't know if you ever met Aaliyah, but she's over there in the corner. And she does, her and her husband really help me. And we just try to keep a focus on keeping things going as well as we can. You know, you're not going to always be perfect, but we try to keep business going as well as we can.
What would be a tip that you could pass on to a person getting started in business?
Don't give up. Whatever you have in your mind and whatever you have set, there's always options out there, things that can help you prolong yourself in business. But just don't give up, because when you give up, that's where you're going to be. If you keep it moving, as you go down the hill, my mom and dad used to always say one thing to me: if you're climbing the hill, keep climbing, because that's the way to go. Don't go down. Just keep focusing, and you'll keep moving on up. You know, just stay focused. Never give up. I don't give up. I'm just like a person. If somebody comes in here and does something, I'm going to, you know, just revive myself, take care of the situation, and keep moving.
Thank you for taking the time to talk to us today. This is going to go a long way to helping another person get out there and keep doing it. Or start doing it.
Don't give up. Whatever you do, there's always wills and ways of finding out, you know, to keep your dreams going. Seriously. Yeah. That's why I raise my children, to keep moving up.
Are you struggling to find the right business coach for your startup? It's a dilemma many face, and it's no secret that the quest can be daunting. And why wouldn't it be? After all, the right coach can catapult your business to new heights. But the wrong one? They can do more harm than good. Identifying the right fit is a challenge, a puzzle that startups often grapple with. In the next few minutes, you will understand how to navigate this selection process, step by step. To begin with, you need to understand your needs. Think of this as a journey of self-discovery. It's about peeling back the layers to uncover the core of what you truly want from a business coach. Start by defining your goals. What do you want to achieve? This could be anything from expanding your business, improving leadership skills, or simply becoming more efficient. Next, identify your weaknesses. This isn't about self-deprecation, but rather self-improvement. Maybe you struggle with time management, or perhaps your negotiation skills could use a boost. Whatever it may be, acknowledging these areas will help you find a coach who can guide you towards improvement. Lastly, understand what you expect from a coach. Are you looking for a mentor, a guide, a cheerleader, or a taskmaster? Each coach has a unique style, so knowing what you want will help you find the right fit. Once you've outlined your needs, you can start looking for a coach who can meet them. Now, it's time to research potential coaches. When you start your search, consider a coach's credentials. These could include certifications from reputable coaching institutions, degrees in related fields, or professional experience in your industry. Next, check their track records. A coach with a history of helping businesses thrive is a good sign. Look for specific case studies or success stories they've shared. If they've helped businesses similar to yours, that's even better. Don't forget to read reviews from their previous clients. These can provide valuable insight into a coach's style and effectiveness. Keep in mind, though, that not all reviews are created equal. A single negative review shouldn't necessarily disqualify a coach, but a pattern of dissatisfaction should raise red flags. Lastly, consider their area of expertise. If you're looking to improve your marketing strategy, for example, you'd benefit from a coach with a background in that area. After researching, you should have a short list of potential coaches who meet your needs. The next step is to interview your potential coaches. This is your chance to get to know them better and understand their approach. Start by asking about their coaching style. Is it directive, where they provide specific advice and tasks? Or is it more of a facilitative style, where they guide you to find your own solutions? Next, inquire about their experience with businesses similar to yours. Have they worked with startups in your industry? What kind of results have they achieved? Their answers will give you a sense of their understanding and expertise in your field. Finally, discuss your specific needs. What challenges are you facing? What are your goals? How would they address these? Their responses will reveal their approach and whether it aligns with your expectations. Remember, the goal is not to find a coach who simply tells you what to do, but one who empowers you to make your own decisions. After the interviews, you should have a better understanding of which coach can best help you reach your goals. Finally, it's time to make your decision. This is the culmination of all the groundwork you've laid. Everything you've learned about your business needs and the potential coaches who can meet those needs now comes into play. Start by comparing your options. Look at each coach's strengths, their expertise, and how well they align with your specific needs. Are they experienced in your industry? Do they understand your goals and vision? Are they offering a fresh perspective that can push your business forward? Next, consider your budget. Quality coaching is an investment, so be realistic about what you can afford. But remember, the value a coach brings to your business goes beyond the price tag. They can provide insights, strategies, and guidance that can accelerate your business growth and give you a competitive edge. Lastly, trust your instincts. You're not just hiring a coach, you're choosing a partner, a mentor, someone who will be heavily involved in your business journey. If something doesn't feel right, listen to that voice. Your gut feeling can often be a reliable guide. This process may take time, but it's worth the effort. The right coach can bring transformative changes to your business. They can challenge you, inspire you, and help you navigate the complex world of business. Remember, the right business coach can be a game changer for your startup. So take your time, do your research, and make a decision that will help you achieve your business goals.
The coaching journey is never one and done. It's just like we're always learning. So at different times, I need different people for different aspects. And coaches help you go further quicker. And so when you get a good coach, the sky is the limit. If you allow them to guide you, I think that's the key, allowing them to guide you